Hey guys, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, I am a real estate agent here in the Valley native. I've been selling real estate here for over 20 years, and I have a special guest with me today. And this is Josh Goldberg, and he's the owner of the Goldberg Group at Barrett Financial. Stay tuned because today's video, we have some really important information about reverse mortgages. And if you don't know what this is, you have to stay tuned because this can give you some leverage with purchasing a home that you may not know exists. So stay tuned and we will be right back. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. All right, so welcome back. So again, thank you for being here, Josh.
Yeah, you bet. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we're gonna make this fun, but I've been having a lot of people ask questions about how they can afford a home when they feel that it's just a little bit out of their comfort zone. And, we have rising interest rates and there's a lot of changes that have been happening in the market. And a lot of my clients are looking to move here for retirement.
Okay.
Huge place in Arizona. If you are, thinking about retiring here, this is really great information. And maybe you're not at that age. Maybe these are folks that aren't quite there yet, but this is good information for them to know. So
Yeah, some pre-planning maybe.
Right, some pre-planning. So let's start with answering the question, what is a reverse mortgage?
Awesome question. Okay, so most people are used to a forward mortgage where they make a payment, certain amount goes toward principal, certain amount goes toward interest, and then next month their balance is lower. A reverse mortgage in essence is the opposite of that. You have a balance on your loan. You do not make a payment. Again, no payment. Big deal.
No payment.
No payment.
Cheers.
And then the amount of interest that you would have paid goes on to the balance of your loan. So in that case, your loan balance will increase. On a forward mortgage, it decreases. So that's fundamentally the difference between the two.
Got it. Okay, perfect. And how would this be beneficial to someone that is looking to retire?
Yeah. So number one, it's financial flexibility. You are saving money that's going out of your pocket on a monthly basis. And in many cases, we've got borrowers who have kind of earned the right through the equity that they have in their home to take advantage of this, where they can put a larger down payment down. They'd rather not have this monthly payment outflow of money, and they'd rather use that money to live their life.
Yeah,
Go on vacation, whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's true. So I know someone that has, I'd say about 250,000 in equity on the home that they own, paid off and want to purchase something else, but they are afraid that they're not going to be able to afford a, say, single family detached in the same area because their home currently is a manufactured home. So this is, I think, key for someone like that. And I don't want to say who it is just to just their privacy. Nobody needs to know how much everybody has in equity in their
Absolutely,
home, right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, her concern is that the single family detached homes in the area are around that 350 to 400,000 mark. She has a manufactured home that we could probably sell for 250 to 70 range.
Okay.
And so she thinks that she has to buy something in the 250 range, right? So if you could explain to the viewers how in this person's scenario, this would be an ideal situation to help her be able to afford that home that she would be she would be more comfortable in for her retirement, and kind of walk them through why that is a good option.
Yeah, and I think it's important to hit on one of the things we're talking about is reverse for purchase. And a lot of people don't even realize that that is something that they could take advantage of. I get a lot of calls about reverse for refinance.
Yes.
Reverse for purchase works very similar to that. So to your point, right now, she's got a home she owns free and clear, paying taxes and insurance, and that's it.
That's correct.
On a reverse for purchase, let's say we're 400,000, 350 range. Oftentimes what you're doing is you're taking the equity from the sale of your home, you are putting that down on the purchase, you are getting a reverse mortgage where, again, no mortgage payment. That's important because it doesn't change. She gets to move up in the house. It doesn't change the amount of money that she has to pay on a monthly basis. And that's what people are thinking about very often. So
Right.
in this case, it's actually easier to qualify for than a forward mortgage. Debt to income ratios are different. So you could take advantage of that by doing it that way.
Okay, perfect. So she can take that equity, roll some or all.
Right,
That-
depending on
yeah,
what she wants to
doesn't
do.
have to do
Yep.
all of it. And then let's say the balance is 175.
Okay.
That is the difference between that new purchase amount and what she's doing as a down payment. So is there's still that mortgage balance,
Yep,
correct? Okay.
yep.
And then instead of them making a payment, it's actually just going to be added to the loan amount.
The balance,
Am I
yeah,
understanding that?
you
or
are,
balance?
and the difference being, it's not, so normally you're on a forward, again, you're gonna have a principal and interest payment. On a reverse, it is just the interest that is being added to the balance. And that is the reverse function, right? So the balance is increasing, and admittedly, that's something we talk to our clients about. Like, hey, this is how it works. It's increasing versus decreasing, but good news. You're not making a payment and you keep the equity that's in your home. And one of the questions I get a lot is, oh my gosh, well then am I going to lose my equity? If we look at it year over year, in most cases, almost all cases over time, home values are going to appreciate.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like you're losing the equity. Yes, your balance is increasing, so is the value of your house.
Yeah.
And so we look at this as very often it's, hey, this is the last home that I think I want to live in, and I want to make my life easier. I want to make my finances more flexible.
So I have a question that one of my customers have asked, and I always like to give you guys not only the positives of things, but also people's concerns and some maybe negatives. I don't even know if this is a negative, but that client definitely had heard from someone that if she wanted to have her children inherit a home or inherit equity, something of that nature, that she could not do that with a reverse mortgage. So how does that work when someone wants to go to sell the house? What is that process?
Great question, by the way, because I get the same, I get
Yeah.
that very often that people are concerned with that. So it's a similar sales process to a forward. If something happens, you leave the home, you want to sell the home, you can sell the house. Let's say somebody passes and they leave it in a trust or they leave it to someone, they're still going to have 6 months to do something with that loan. Refinance it, sell the house. And that isn't just if, say, somebody passes, that's if they move into assisted living. They just decide to move and they want to move somewhere else, but they're keeping the property. The idea of the reverse mortgage is it's for somebody that is living in the home as their primary residence.
Right. And the requirements, like you said, owner occupied,
Yep.
you have to continue to maintain the property.
Nailed it.
Yes,
Yep.
you can't let the property go into, a deferred state.
Yep.
So
No disrepair, and
Yeah.
you got to pay your taxes, you got to pay your insurance, you got to
Right.
pay your HOA.
yes,
So-
yes. If you default on those things, then that's an issue for reverse mortgage. But yeah, I mean it's just like a normal
Yeah,
forward
right.
mortgage,
Like
you
even
still-
if you
know.
owned a home free and clear, you'd still have to pay those things.
Right.
So yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay. So the heirs could go ahead and take their time, sort through the affairs that they need to and the things that are in the home, and then have up to 6 months to have it closed.
Yeah, and you can get an extension on that.
Okay.
The point there is to be reasonable, and if you are actively trying to sell the house, to refinance, whatever it is, you can get an extension on that timeline.
Okay.
So yeah, that similar again on a forward. If that happened, you would sell it at your leisure. You would sell it right away, whatever. On a reverse, like 6 months, I've never once had somebody tell me, "Oh gosh, we couldn't get it in order in 6 months." I think it's pretty reasonable.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, so for this buyer that I was mentioning to
Yeah.
you, so in her situation, if she had that 250,000 and she put that, let's say she put 200 down on a
Okay.
350 house, so she's got the 150 mortgage.
Yep.
And at age of let's say 75, And so she's just got the little bit of interest that's adding to the mortgage there,
Yep.
or the balance, we'll
Yeah.
say. So let's say that she does need to go into assisted living.
Yeah.
Then they just list the property and whatever
List
is
the property
left.
with you.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Good man, good man. So then they just go ahead and list the property with the AZ Realty lady. Yes, the one and only. I trademarked that, by the way.
I like that.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Let's go. So anyhow, then the equity that is left is still,
It's still theirs.
yeah,
I
according
get
to
that a
the-
lot. Like, what about the equity in my home? It's still
Yeah.
theirs, just the same as a forward. That is one of the biggest misconceptions
Right.
about a reverse.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the other people, and not the same buyer, but one of the other people that actually had that question about, oh, my heirs aren't going to be able to have, any equity from the property. That I think, like you said, is a really common concern for
Yeah.
people. Now, as far as being able to give them the home after they pass away, would they be able to just refinance
They
with,
can.
say, Josh Goldberg?
I appreciate the reciprocity. Thank you very much. Yeah, you nailed it. In many cases, it's the kids. Let's call it, because it's normally the kids. They want to keep the property. Like, this was mom and dad's, or somebody is set to move into it. Then they would get into it, refinance it as their primary residence.
Okay. Yeah, and what I was mentioning to this one lady is she was moving into a 55 and up community, and I asked her the age of her kids, and I said, a lot of times the kids don't. I know you say that they do, but sometimes they don't want the property.
Yeah.
They don't want to be in a 55 and up community, or it's not the right location. It's not the right size home, and they end up not wanting it. So I always tell people, when you are purchasing a home or anything that you are doing in real estate, the first person that you need to think about is what is gonna make you happy. You've worked so hard to be able to get a retirement home, or to be able to enjoy the rest of your life in a home that's really gonna be, so comfortable for you. You
agreed.
have to think about that. And it's so touching to me that there are, that people do think about everybody else, but you really have to think about what you're going to be living in the home, what's comfortable for you, what payment you're comfortable with. And you can do this without a payment, which is so amazing, and be able to have a little bit more comfortable final years.
Yep.
And you really utilize this reverse mortgage. It's there for you to use. And it's great that you're thinking about your family and everything
Yeah.
else. But I mean, I would say most of the time, my clients they're selling their folks' home. They're not keeping it. You might see more refinances of people that are trying to keep it.
Yeah, I think
see
it
they're
just
selling
depends.
it.
Yeah, I think it just
It's
depends.
if it's a family home for years and years and years and years,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, of course they will, and they'll call me and ask me, hey, what should we do? But if it's a home that was purchased, in a retirement community, and it wasn't their family home, a lot of times I see people are selling that because it just doesn't match
Yeah.
for them, doesn't work out for
Yeah.
them. So, Josh, any other little nuggets that you want to share, since you are the guru of loans? So if you can maybe share any other information that you think that somebody should know about this type of loan.
Yeah, so the other big question I get is about, oh my gosh, what if heaven forbid, we got in a situation where my balance went higher than what the value of my home is? Okay? A reverse mortgage is a non-recourse loan. What that means is there is no recourse for the lender against you if you get in a negative equity position. This is a more recent change that I think is very positive for the borrower. So they never have to worry about, well, gosh, I don't want to leave my home and my kids have to pay money because of this.
Yeah.
We can alleviate that concern. So I just think it's a huge positive, and it's one less stress for someone who's thinking about going this direction to have to worry about.
Exactly. No, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
And that is a concern. And I remember, been selling real estate for 22 years, and you've been doing this for
Over 20 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, I remember, yeah, back when I'd get the questions about it, and that was always a big concern
Well,
was
it
what
used to
happens
be.
if I'm upside
It
down?
used to be a recourse
Yeah,
loan, and you used to be able to go to a little bit higher loan to value. So some of that risk has been removed for the borrower.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I love
really,
it.
really
I
huge.
love it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, guys, I hope that you found this video useful. And if you want to reach this guy, why don't you go ahead and give your information, your phone number, email, and folks can reach out to you. We will also have this in the description of the video as well, but he'll go ahead and give it to you right now, and we will put it on screen too.
Fantastic. I'm Josh Goldberg with the Goldberg Group at Barrett Financial. Best number to get me at is 480-510-6350. And you can get me on my email at Goldberg Group. So two G's, Goldberg Group at barrettfinancial.com. Two R's and two T's in Barrett.
And I'm Kelley with two L's and an EY. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel and click that little bell. That way you're notified when I put up new videos. And if you are looking to maybe even refinance, or you want more information about reverse mortgages, or you're thinking about moving to the Valley, or even selling and moving to another location here in the Valley, please give me a call. And my information is here on the channel, and calling or texting is the best way to reach me. Again, I'm the AZ Realty Lady. This is Josh Goldberg. Until next time, bye-bye.